Hi everybody, this is Rikki-Lee. I have been asked to show you how I edit my black and whites on the black backdrop. I tend to like my black and white edits being a very emotional photo. I think it takes away some of the the things that grab your eye and more hones in on the emotion. So here we go. We've got the mum cuddling into her baby and the dad giving her a kiss. So this is quite an emotional photo. I've done some basic Lightroom edits, just a clean edit. I've upped the exposure, brought down the shadows, brought down the blacks, and I've checked my white balance. So now that I've done that, I've also checked, the other thing that I've always checked is my luminance, my noise reduction, to make sure that that's okay. So I'm just going to double check that. We're good to go. Alright, so now that that's done, very, very quick, very basic in Lightroom, I'm going to edit in Photoshop. Wait for that to come through. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to check her face and see what needs touching. I might just reduce this little bit here. I will use the patch tool just to... There we go. Might even. That's better. She's got a little bit, I don't know if you can see this, just a few little lines that I'm just going to get rid of, and a little tiny fleck in here. All good. Her chin, I think, is fine. Oh, let's just reduce this a bit. Bring that in. Now I'm going to check the baby. Baby's fine, and dad's I don't really touch much. Okay, now the scary part, the background. There's a couple of ways to do this. I'm going to try one way and see how it goes. I've just got the lasso tool. I'm going around roughly the outsides of the subjects. I'm selecting the background essentially. I'm going to go to adjustment layers, levels. I'm going to click the black backdrop, the black dropper. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to click somewhere that's quite pale. And look at that, it's turned it black for us. Now I'm going to get my brush. I'm going to change my foreground to white, and I'm going to brush this onto them. Just increase my brush size. Now, I might bring the hardness down halfway, and you'll see that because we didn't actually make a solid background, it's picked the greys and the whites to leave alone. It's looking for the darker shades. So see over here, I can overlap his head a little bit and it doesn't really paint black. It has changed his tone a little bit, which I'll come back and fix. Now if this doesn't work for me, because sometimes black and white edits are quite tricky, if this doesn't work for me, I will try a different way. I'm just going to get rid of that bit on his face. It's in there. This is a great way just to darken the background if you've got quite a dark background already and a very contrasty subject. Black on black is a bit trickier. So let's just see how we go. I'm still wanting a little bit less softness in my brush. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to go all the way around and down. Just take some of that off. Okay, and if you've missed it before, the way I'm changing my black and white over here, I'm toggling that, is with my PC, it's the X button. So now I'm painting it back on. There we go. This is awesome when they've got blonde hair. My screen's, it's middle of the afternoon and the sun is coming straight in my window. Yeah, with blonde hair, this, you can just go straight over it and it just selects the darkness and leaves the blonde alone. Okay, we'll come over here. Like you can see, I'm just pretty rough with this. Go around his hand. We've got some whiteness, which is awesome. Makes it easier with this technique. Look at that. I can go across his hand if I want, and it barely makes a difference. Okay. I think I just want to make sure that that's how his hair goes. I'm just going to take that off. Okay, so we've lost a little bit. I might feather that a little bit. Just to make sure we haven't lost. I'm not so sure that his hair should be like that, honestly. So I'm just going to make it look the way I think it should be. There we go. That looks better to me. Okay, so now we've got a lovely black stark background. And from the videos that I've shown you on how to use your black background with natural light, you can see that I've got the rim lighting around them to keep them separate from the background. Now I'm going to make them black and white. There's an array of ways to do this. I personally like going to black and white. Now you can see that this is really, really bright. I'm not liking that at all. So I'm going to go up to brightness and contrast, and I'm going to actually bring that down. I'm going to bring the contrast up. In fact, I'm going to bring that down a lot, because now what I'm going to do is get a brush. Possibly, I could change my mind on this. I'm not so sure that this is going to work, but that's okay. I'm going to bring my flow down to about 17%, and I'm going to brush off. Oops, we need a soft brush. I'm going to bring that right down as well, opacity. This is a form of dodge and burn, but so I use this method sometimes, not all the time. Okay. I just want Bub to pop a little bit more. Make sure we can see him down there. Okay, just a general pop, pop, pop. I'm not sure that wow, that's so bright. I might actually go back and explain to you, black and white, you can actually change. Yeah, I think this might be a better way. I'm going to remove that contrast that I just did. I'm going to bring down the blacks in my black and white. Yeah, that's better. Ooh, actually, yeah, I'll just bring that up a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to burn, dodge and burn. Another myriad of ways to do this. I'm simply going to use my quick and easy way. Create new layer. Put this onto soft light. Grab my paintbrush, low opacities. Grab my dark brush. Make my brush smaller. And paint onto those shadows. Okay. So this is where I get my real contrast from. Get over his eyebrow, and great for eyelashes. I'm so rough, honestly. I'm just going to go around and places like where there are lines, where skin is touching each other, is a great place to really make it 3D. And just go over all of these little dimples. You can even make that opacity a little bit harder. Sorry, I'm getting messages on Facebook, but I'm not checking them. So, all right, we're going to burn around here. And just here. Okay. So we have gone over all the natural shadows, and I'm just going to now pick and choose where I put it. Sometimes you can use this to, if there's a hot spot, you can bring it down with this. I don't want his hand brighter than their faces. Always make sure that the subject's face is the brightest thing in the image, because that's where you want to draw focus. If something else is brighter, that's where your focus will go. Your eye will automatically go to the brightest thing. So I'm just going to burn that down a bit. There we go. That's better. The back of this hand is a little bit bright for me. Just come down here. And in here, give it more of a 3D effect. And over here. Okay. Oh, a bit too much. This is a great way, I'm just going to show you, to make men's veins pop. If you've got a shirtless guy that's being willing to take his shirt off with their baby, half your luck, but you can really make them look muscly by doing this sort of thing and highlighting their veins. Well, that's a bit much, but you get the idea. They love it. All the men love it. I'm just noticing that her thumb is a bit dark, is a bit bright. And that's, no, it's a bit too dark. I just want to bring down these highlights here just a little bit. All this. Okay. Isn't it a beautiful baby? Look at those lips. Okay, so I'm going to show you what we've done. We've just given a little bit more dimension, a bit more 3D effect. I'm going to now turn on white, and I'm going to bring that way down. And just highlight a few little things. Actually, I'm going to just dull this down a little bit, this highlight here. And now I'm back to white. Highlighting everywhere that would touch the light. I mean, it was really bright to start with, so I'm not actually going to do this too much. I really wanted to highlight, to darken down the two bright areas. And here, her hand's just a little bit bright. I can add some highlights to the bub, so let's do that. Really beautiful. Let's make him look. I really like the metallic-y black and white look, so that's what I'm going to edit. If you imagine a piece of steel tube, it's never one color. The light reflects off it, and it always is like a gradient. It'll either be dark and come down in the gradient to almost white, where it glistens, and then it goes back down to shadows. I kind of imagine the skin is like that. Like this hand, if I take this away, it's a bit flat. I want him to be more like a bit more round, a bit more metallic almost, and give his legs some shape. Remembering where the highlight and the light was coming from. Just lighten up his eyes a little bit. And darken down there. We're nearly there. Put a little bit of white underneath her eyes. Maybe not that side. Let me just check something. Okay. Oops. Alright. It's not as contrasty as I like, and I'm not appreciating the shadow over here, but the baby was wide awake and he was moving a lot and he put his hand in the way of the light, so not much I can do about that. I will increase the 3D effect of the dad's arm. Just by that, I'll go back from that to that. Really 3D. Bit girly there, I think. Might dull that down. Alright. Anything else? Just frame her face a little. I might even make this quite a lot darker. Blend that in. Just, we naturally have a shadow under here, so I normally just highlight that. Not sure what's going on with her lip there. I'm just going to go back to the original background with the patch tool and just fix that up. It's distracting me, so I don't want it there. That's better. Again, their faces are still. I'm just going to do this, I'm about to duplicate that burn and dodge layer and play with the effects. I'm going to take it off and put it back on. I love that on her face. I love the shadowing on her face. So I'm actually going to make a mask of that. Put my opacities up to 100. And just remove it off his arm where it's all a bit too much. Or maybe just lower the opacity. Here we go. We can even do a little on the arm. On that shirt. It's a bit trickier to dodge and burn clothing, I will let you know. It's heaps harder. I prefer skin, but this family are quite, they prefer to be really covered up. And I respect that, so I went with it. I just knew that it would be trickier to edit them in this way. But that's okay. I like a challenge. Okay. Just, I think I like that a little bit. So I'm just going to darken down that side. Okay. That part of my editing is done. I will just check his hair. I'm bringing out the white brush again and just brushing over where the sun and the light was hitting to make it look shinier. Bring out some of that detail in there that we might have missed. Brush strokes always go in the shape and the way of the skin or the hair. See that hair there now? It's a little bit more lit. Alright, let's give her a few little highlights in her hair so that it's not as flat. So I'm just really roughly following her hair. And without looking anywhere else. And now I'm going to bring in the black and do the same. There we go. I might put that opacity up a little bit. Oops. Okay. Now, a bit more white. Gorgeous. It's really flat there, and when I add it, just gives it a little bit more dimension. The front is always that little bit brighter. And down here. Just a little bit more details. Okay, let's check out Bub with, we've got a little lip crease here, and I want to highlight that. There we go. Look at that. I love that little, I love this little bit, that little sucking pad. Love it. It's so beautiful. And his lips are glistening because they've been, oops, they're all wet. So I'm just tapping the white over that. Gorgeous. So cute. Darkening his nostrils. I'm going to highlight his eyes. This one I'm actually going to go down to the background layer and choose the dodge tool. I'm going to choose, he has dark eyes, so I'm going to choose mid-tones. Just going to swipe it over his eyes a little. And there we go. That's a little bit better. All right. Dodging and burning is done. Now what I would do is I would smooth it all over. So for the argument of time at the moment, I will finish up in a sec. I'm just going to, normally this is naughty, do not flatten, but I'm going to flatten so that I can just run my quick, oh no, I won't be doing that at all. I've just reinstalled Photoshop right before I did this, and I haven't brought in any of my actions that I've made myself. Well, isn't that a bugger? Okay, done. Alright, never mind. I don't have time to show you how to do frequency separation. It's a whole other level. Another tutorial, rather. What I will do now, to blend those colours, I'm actually going to go back and unflatten it. There we go. I'm going to merge these two, my dodge and burn layers. I'm going to merge them together. No, we're not. Is that just, oh, hang on. Merge layers, soft light. See if that works. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to, I'd like to sort of blend everything a little bit more, but I don't want to blur, and I don't have time to teach you frequency separation. So you know what? I think I might just leave it there. There are a few little spots that I would fix, such as this skin here. Just smooth that out a little. Just double checking hers. We're just making sure that there's no major wrinkles. No, I think that was a pimple. No major flaws in her skin that take away from the emotion. I usually leave a lot of the mother's skin detail in there, but I do take away pimples and things. If you make the mum look good, you're going to sell a photo. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much done. So I'll show you what we've started with. And this is what we've finished with. I really do hope you've enjoyed watching this tutorial. What I might do is I will end this tutorial and create another one for frequency separation, just so I can tidy up this photo that little bit more. I hope you have enjoyed how I create my black and white edits. Thanks for watching.